We're going to do an overview of the faces of the franchise cards. There's 30 of them in the game at the beginning, and they're a big part of the first feature program, which is the faces of the franchise. So we're going to go over all 30, give my opinions on which ones I think are going to be useful throughout the first couple of seasons maybe, and which ones aren't really that good. So going right into the program, we actually will unlock maybe 2 of these for tomorrow's No Money Spent. So look out for that. But the first 2, or actually the first 6 packs that you get, they are not sellable. So, you know, we're giving our opinions on these cards, but the first 6 ones you get in random form. So you might get a good one, you might get a bad one. And then the other 6 that you end up getting from this program, it will be a choice pack and you get to choose which player you want. But let's start off with, I guess, the NL Central. So you got these 5 cards right here, going with Marcus Stroman. He has 99 stamina, 86 hit per 9, 71 K per 9, 93 walk per 9. So I'm basing all these cards for the beginning of the year and just like the first month pretty much of the game. So I'm not saying like these cards are gonna hold throughout the whole year, but everything I say is just basing it off of the beginning of the year. So with Stroman, his hit per 9 at 86 is, I would say, pretty good for the beginning. And then his K per 9 is kind of low. He does have a 92 sinker, 86 slider, 87 splitter, 90 cutter, and a 93 fastball. So I do like his pitch repertoire. And because of that, I think, or at least I'm hoping, he will be an effective pitcher. So if you want to get some diamond arms at the beginning, I want to say Stroman should be pretty solid. Then you got Joey Votto, first base, 89 contact versus righties, 61 versus lefties, one-way power versus righties, and 68 versus lefties. Has silver tier defense, 24 speed. So he's good against righties. Maybe you want to try to platoon him, or just make sure he faces against the righties. I'm sure at the beginning, I don't know how many lefty starting pitchers are out there, but normally in the beginning of the year, I would say you're going to face more righties than lefties, especially like high diamond lefties. So Votto versus righties, he's going to be pretty solid. And then you got Devin Williams. This is a really nice bullpen arm at the start of the year. And actually, he could be pretty solid for a couple of months or a few months. He has 112 hit per 9, 114 K per 9. Those are really, really nice. The max for those attributes are 125. So already he's probably one of the best pitchers, best relief pitchers on paper in the game. He has an 83 circle change, 96 fastball, 83 cutter, 83 screwball. So the only negative I would say is he has 2 pitch speeds, but movement on all his pitches, you know, so I think because of that, he's going to be pretty nice. Cutter, screwball, circle change, good pitch mix, and he should be a really good bullpen arm to start the year. Then you got Bryan Reynolds. This might be one of the better ones at the start. Has 90 contact versus righties, 100 versus lefties, 81 power versus righties, 60 versus lefties, and 77 vision. So he's clearly better versus righties, and he has great contact numbers too. Got gold tier defense, 85 speed, well-rounded player, switch hitter. He's going to be a very good outfielder at the start. And then the last one from the Central, we have Tommy Edman. Has 82 contact versus righties, 85 versus lefties, 50 power versus righties, 80 versus lefties, and 85 vision. Got diamond tier defense and 88 speed. I will say, another card with good contact numbers, good power versus lefties, and great defensively and speed. So he's a very well-rounded player, and he's another switch hitter, and he can play multiple positions. So the utility with this card makes him very appealing. Now, one of these cards you're going to get random. The other card you get to choose. And then you can also just buy these cards from the market. But out of the 30 cards from Face of the Franchise, you will get 12 of them. And you know, if I were to choose from this set, I'm hoping I get probably Devin Williams and Bryan Reynolds, or maybe Tommy Edman, you know, as far as like the randoms go. But I would probably pick 2 of those cards if I was able to choose. Now going on to the AL Central, we got Luis Robert. Has 81 contact versus righties, 106 versus lefties, 74 power versus righties, and 97 versus lefties. So very nice against lefties. He also has pretty good contact versus righties. Gold tier defense, 93 speed. He's going to have a nice swing. I feel like this card will be a very good outfielder at the start. You got Emmanuel CLASE, has 106 hit per 9, 81 K per 9, 98 walk per 9. So he's going to have pretty good control. He has pretty nice per 9s for a closing pitcher. So because of that, he's another solid option. Has a 97 cutter, 92 slider, and a 99 fastball. So only 3 pitches, but a cutter, slider, fastball, it might do the job. And there's probably not that many good closing pitchers or just bullpen options at the beginning of the year. He will be pretty effective. And then you got Casey Mize, has a 96 stamina, 90 hit per 9, 69 K per 9, 89 walk per 9, has a 94 fastball, 86 slider, 94 sinker, 86 splitter, and an 82 curveball. I like the pitch repertoire on this card. His per 9s, the hit per 9's good, the K per 9's kind of low, and the walk per 9 is good. So for a starting pitcher, I think he could be pretty solid just because I like his pitch repertoire, and the hit per 9 is good enough at the start of the year. And then you got Andrew Benintendi, has 88 contact versus righties, 85 versus lefties, 78 power versus righties, and 66 versus lefties, 86 vision. So he does have good contact numbers, has gold tier defense and 70 speed, outfielder. Not a bad looking card, but I think the better outfield option in this set would be Byron Buxton, which really on paper doesn't look better, but I think he's way better. Has 60 contact versus righties, 80 versus lefties, 82 power versus righties, 76 versus lefties, and 57 vision. Got diamond tier defense and 99 speed. The big thing for me with this card is the defense and the 99 speed. And I'm someone that doesn't really care about defense, but in the outfield, you know, you definitely want some speed at the minimum, especially in center field. But he does have good contact versus lefties, and his power versus righties is good. Also, another thing to mention, if you guys parallel these cards, the attributes go up. So each parallel, there's 5 different parallels. Each one will give a +1 attribute. So if you parallel 5 these cards, then you get +5 attributes, and you know that 76 power versus lefties would end up being an 81 power versus lefties. I don't really throw that into like the review because not everyone's gonna get these cards to parallel 5. And I'm also someone that doesn't like try to grind parallels. I just naturally let it happen. So we're basing everything on base value or face value. And I still think it's a good card. Also, I think Buxton has a really nice swing. So out of this set, actually, it's not a bad set. You know, honestly, the only player I probably wouldn't want is Benintendi. But for a random player, I wouldn't mind any one of these 4. Buxton and Robert are going to be solid outfield options. Clase is going to be a good bullpen option. And I think Mize will be a pretty solid starting pitcher. So now onto the NL East. This is also a pretty nice set. We got Ronald Acuna Jr., a very good hitting card, has 66 contact versus righties, 81 versus lefties. The big thing that pops with this card is the power numbers, 92 versus righties, 100 versus lefties, has gold tier defense and 90 speed. So the power and the speed, and it being Acuna, this is going to be a really nice card and probably the one that everyone almost wants from this set. You got Jazz Chisholm, second baseman, can also play third and short. He has 73 contact versus righties, 76 versus lefties, 84 power versus righties, 76 versus lefties, and diamond tier defense, 91 speed. I do like the speed, and more often than not, I'm going to favor players that do have high speed. So Jazz is one of those players. He does have a nice swing also, and his hitting attributes overall, they're solid. You know, they're not like 90 plus in any category, but they are well-rounded. He's going to be a very good option for second base, even if you want to play him at third or short. Then you got Francisco Lindor. He has 66 contact versus righties, 75 versus lefties, 85 power versus righties, and 74 versus lefties, 85 vision. Has diamond tier defense, 69 speed. Another player that can play short, second, and third. Switch hitter is nice. I know a lot of people like Lindor's swing. I don't know if I'm one of those people, but his hitting attributes, they're pretty good. You know, they're solid. I actually would probably prefer Jazz Chisholm over Lindor, even though Lindor is a switch hitter. But Lindor, he's still a solid option. And to be honest, all 30 of these cards are solid options at the beginning of the year. They are 90 overalls, but I do favor other cards more than, you know, some. Next, we got JT REALMUTO, a catcher, and actually he might be the only catcher in the face of the franchise. We'll have to double check, but 82 contact versus righties, 73 versus lefties, 75 power versus righties, and 64 versus lefties. Got diamond tier defense, 85 speed. I will say a catcher with 85 speed is really, really nice. Defense for the catcher is really good. Hitting attributes, not bad. Kind of lacking on power, but for a catcher card, he's pretty solid. Now, if you're someone like me who already did the conquest, we got Mike Piazza. Is JT REALMUTO a necessity if we already got a catcher? Not really. So I'm not going to lean towards REALMUTO when I already have a diamond catcher, but he could be a solid one, especially because the defense and the speed. You know, the hitting attributes don't really pop that much, but he's still pretty good. Then you got Josh Bell, has 88 contact versus righties, 79 versus lefties, 90 power versus righties, and 86 versus lefties. Switch hitter, has bronze tier defense and 42 speed. I will say, hitting wise, this card's really nice. And I think Bell has a pretty nice swing too. So for a first baseman, he might be one of the better ones in the face of the franchise cards. And there's also, I don't know if there's that many good first basemen out there right now that are diamond. I'd have to double check. I know Pujols, you probably can play a diamond. And then you got Frank Thomas as far as like the reward goes, the big collection reward, which we're not going to get there anytime soon, being no money spent. As far as this set goes, and I probably should have done this ranking them 1 through 5. I think Acuna might be 1. And then I would probably take Jazz 2nd, Bell 3rd, and then Lindor and JT REALMUTO. So that's the way I would probably order these cards. And, you know, it's always up to you. Another thing is, always go for team needs. You know, like if you don't have a diamond shortstop, or if you don't have a diamond catcher and everything else is diamond, I would take the diamond catcher. I think that's the best way to explain that. So now going on to the AL East, this is also a pretty solid set. We got Cedric Mullins. He has really good hitting attributes. 95 contact versus righties, 80 versus lefties, 88 power versus righties, 70 versus lefties. So the numbers versus righties really good. Has silver tier defense and 82 speed. I like him overall. He has a nice swing, and versus righties, he's going to be really effective. So Mullins, he's definitely a nice option. Then you got Rafael Devers, another card with really solid hitting attributes. Has 89 contact versus righties, 85 versus lefties, 106 power versus righties, and 65 versus lefties. Has silver tier defense and 52 speed. The power versus righties is the biggest standout with him, and he has great contact numbers. So as far as a hitting card goes, he's very, very solid, and his swing's not that bad either. Next, we got AROLDIS CHAPMAN. Has 116 hit per 9, 118 K per 9, 46 walk per 9, which will affect the control, and just trying to pinpoint location a little bit. He has a 99 fastball, 86 slider, 89 splitter, and a 97 two-seam fastball. So the fastball is probably his biggest pitch, right? And then the off-speed pitches aren't even that bad. He has great per 9s. He's a lefty option in the bullpen. There's probably not that many lefties that are, you know, closing pitchers and diamond. So just for that standpoint, he's going to be pretty good. But I do think they changed his pitching motion, so he might be a little bit easier to hit this year. But still, Chapman throwing 99. He's going to be a solid lefty in the bullpen. Then you got Wander Franco, has 75 contact versus righties, 106 versus lefties, 57 power versus righties, 75 versus lefties, 93 vision, got diamond tier defense, and 81 speed. So defense, speed, really nice. He's good against lefties. That's about it. You know, the power versus righties kind of low. He is a switch hitter, can play multiple positions, and I do think he has a nice swing. So especially versus lefties, he's a good option. Is he a better option than maybe Francisco Lindor or Jazz Chisholm? I would probably say no. I would take those two over Franco, but he's still a really solid card defensively and all that. Then we have Alex Manoah. Has 99 hit per 9, 81 K per 9, 71 walk per 9 with a 94 fastball, 82 slider, 93 sinker, and an 85 circle change. So the pitch repertoire, it's not bad. You know, you got a fastball, slider, sinker. I think those are 3 pretty effective and common pitches. The circle change also. He does have good hit per 9s, and his K per 9 number is not bad. So attribute-wise, he's looking good. Pitch repertoire, I think it would be better if he had a 5th pitch. But I do think he could be pretty effective. I think he could be effective. I think he could be a solid pitcher. So if I were to rank these 5, again, it probably would be based on team needs. I would probably take Chapman first just to have a nice lefty option in the bullpen. And he's a diamond. And then really, you can go either Devers or Mullins because they're both really good hitters. I probably would take Franco or Manoah last, to be honest. You know, those two are the least appealing, but they're both solid cards. I think Franco, you know, even though he's such a high prospect, just because his hitting attributes versus righties are kind of low overall, I might even take him last. But he is a nice young player. His swing is also nice. So sometimes just having a player with a nice swing overweighs the hitting attributes. They will play way above their hitting attributes. Franco could be that player. So going on, we have the NL West. We got Carson Kelly. Oh, we do got another catcher. So not bad. Has 59 contact versus righties, 97 versus lefties, 74 power versus righties, 102 versus lefties, 72 vision, got diamond tier defense, and 32 speed. He's really nice against lefties. I would say Kelly over REALMUTO just based on hitting attributes, but if you favored the defense and speed, which the speed is really nice on REALMUTO, then REALMUTO would be the answer. But hitting wise, Kelly I think is the better option, even though he does lack a little bit against contact versus righties. Then we got CJ Cron, has 68 contact versus righties, 99 versus lefties, 92 power versus righties, and 95 versus lefties, 71 vision, has silver tier defense, 36 speed, so can play first in the outfield. Really nice against lefties, has great power numbers, could be a really solid hitting card. And then we got Cody Bellinger. This might be his only diamond, who knows? He has 77 contact versus righties, 56 versus lefties, 88 power versus righties, 86 versus lefties, 67 vision, got diamond tier defense, 74 speed, so can play the outfield and first base. He does have nice power numbers, and the defense is good. The speed's not bad. He's a solid option. Then you got Jay Cronenworth, has 85 contact versus righties, 75 versus lefties, 77 power versus righties, and 54 versus lefties, 95 vision. And he has diamond tier defense, 82 speed. So the defense and speed is nice. He's good against righties. I will say he's a lefty bat, and the fact that he can play multiple positions is pretty nice. He does have a nice swing. So although he might not be the best against lefties, versus righties, I would like him in my lineup. And I think it could be pretty effective. Then you got Logan Webb as the last option in this set. He has 92 stamina, 84 hit per 9, 77 K per 9, 89 walk per 9, with a 93 sinker, 83 slider, 85 change, 94 fastball, and a 91 cutter. So as far as the pitch repertoire goes, really nice. Per 9s on this card aren't bad. 84 hit per 9 I think is good for the start of the year. 75 K per 9 is all right, and he has good control. So I think, honestly, for starting pitchers, he might be one of the better ones that we've seen so far. Maybe either him or Casey Mize are the players I would favor. But as far as this set goes, again, it really depends on team needs. So because I have a catcher, Kelly would probably be the last option I go for. Jay Cronenworth and Webb would probably be the first two cards I would want. But Cron and Bellinger, they're good power hitters, you know? So all these cards are good in their own right. Like for the random pack, there isn't really one right here that I'll be like, man, I didn't want this card. You know, I think all of these cards could be usable. And then the last set is the AL West. So we have Kyle Tucker, probably one of the best overall hitters we have for face of the franchise. He has 82 contact versus righties, 81 versus lefties, 80 power versus righties, 94 versus lefties, 78 vision, got gold tier defense, and 62 speed. So the overall hitting is nice on this card, especially the power versus lefties. And he's a lefty, so a little lefty right there. I will say, me personally, I don't like lefty on lefty. And I also don't really favor left-handed hitters, but this is a really solid card. Then we probably got the biggest name, Mike Trout. 81 contact versus righties, 75 versus lefties, 107 power versus righties, and 73 versus lefties. Has gold tier defense and 89 speed. Obviously versus righties, he's going to be really good. And to be honest, out of all of these cards, versus righties, he's probably the best option. He does have a really nice swing. The speed is there. The defense is fine, in my opinion. He's probably going to be the one people want the most just because it's Trout. And his live series card is probably going to be double the price of this. And this is pretty much like the appetizer to the main dish being the live series Trout. So the next one we have is Sean Murray. Oh, we got multiple catchers. Okay. Well, Murphy, 69 contact versus righties, 60 versus lefties, 94 power versus righties, 85 versus lefties, and 55 vision. Great power hitter. You know, the contact's kind of low, but He is a great power hitter, has diamond tier defense and 35 speed. So again, comparing him to REALMUTO and Kelly, actually Murphy might be the best hitter overall just because he has the power. Defense, you know, he's up there with REALMUTO. The only negative would be the speed. So it really depends. But out of the 3 catchers, I honestly might favor Murphy now just because of the power, and he still has diamond tier defense. And then we got Mitch Haniger, has 75 contact versus righties, 98 versus lefties, 94 power versus righties, 102 versus lefties. So really good power hitter, great contact versus lefties, right-handed hitter, has gold tier defense and 58 speed. So he's going to be another solid option in the outfield. Again, like I said, a lot of these cards are really solid, and there's also pretty much multiple options at every position. So, you know, the random pick, you can't really go wrong. I think you'll end up getting, hopefully, at least one for every position. And that would be a nice way to build up your team. And then we got the last one, Corey Seager, 93 contact versus righties, 92 versus lefties, 82 power versus righties, and 84 versus lefties, 90 vision, has silver tier defense, and 47 speed. Actually, hitting wise, he might be the best one overall. Great contact numbers, the power numbers, they're good, they're above 80. And he does have a nice swing. Can also play short, second, third. So out of all like the shortstops and the second baseman, I probably would choose Corey Seager first. You know, I think he might be the best option. And to be honest, he might be the best overall one for all these face of the franchise cards. So I like Seager in this set. And then I know a lot of people will probably want Trout, but Trout's going to be up there. We actually have 3 outfielders here too. So, you know, it depends what you like in your outfield. If you want a power hitter, I think you would take Mitch. If you want a guy very good against righties and also good speed, I would take Trout. If you want a well-rounded hitter, you take Kyle Tucker. There are 3 different options right there. Murphy would probably be the last guy I would take. Seager would probably be the first, just because shortstop and second baseman, even third base, you know, I think are more desirable than the outfield. So that is my opinion on those cards. And then, you know, throughout this program, you get other packs and stuff along the way, which we will work towards. But like I said, in our next No Money Spent, we should have 2 of these guys by random, and we'll see what we get out of those. But if I were to just quickly say my top 5, in no specific order, but my top 5, I think I gotta go Corey Seager in one of those. I like Buxton, so Buxton would be there. And then let's see, who else would be in my top 5 that I really want. I might have to go, I think I missed someone. Let's see, I don't know, this is kind of tough. I think just for bullpen purposes, I would take Devin Williams. I think Brian Reynolds is another nice option just because he's an outfielder and a switch hitter. And then maybe Acuna or maybe Bell or Jazz. See, there's so many options. I don't think I could really do a top 5. I don't really think I can do a top 5 because I would want all of them. You know, I do want to get all of these cards at some point. But let me know what you guys think about the faces of the franchise cards. I will say it is kind of disappointing that we can only get 12 of them for free. And then if we really wanted to use the other 18, we would have to buy them from the market. But we will take our 12 when we get them, use them, and go from there. So let me know what you guys think about faces of the franchise. Which one do you think is going to be your favorite or the card you want the most? And until the next one, if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, drop a like in the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm out.